We're live.
You are now live. You are entering the Twilight Zone. That's how it works today. The Twilight Zone. Yes. Anyways, it is Sunday. It is a day on the weekend. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, I guess Sunday comes every week.
Yes. Something about Sundays. And, chit-chatting about life, getting updates and all that other fun stuff. And
So today's an exciting day because yesterday, I'm just going to jump right into it.
sure.
Yesterday, I did some shopping. Actually, this last week I did shopping, but I think...
She shops every day. It's just that she doesn't purchase stuff every day.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, last week we bought this couch that we're sitting on, the white leather couch. We bought it off of Facebook Marketplace, which I'm really kind of loving at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
But then there we go. I was kind of looking for a rug, and I didn't want to spend...
We are connecting poor
connection.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, back to my story.
Back to the story.
So I wanted a rug for the living room that was soft and fluffy, but didn't cost me an arm and a leg. And I just wanted something that was kind of inexpensive. I don't know if I said this last week, but I'm trying to furnish my renovations by using Marketplace, thrifting, and just being frugal. So anyways, I went on Amazon and I found a rug, and it was regularly $70 and it was $15 off. So anyways, it had crazy good reviews, like something like 2,000 reviews, and they were all really good. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy it. So I bought the rug, and it came in, I bought it yesterday, like last night, and this morning it arrived, and it is perfect. I'll post a picture on my stories. Actually, I think I already did post a picture on my stories. Anyways, it's soft and it's fluffy and everybody loves it. So, and it fits perfectly in my space.
I'm not sure who enjoys the fluff of it more, the dog or the children at this moment in
That's
time.
true. The dog is really excited about sleeping on something other than the hard floor.
When your kids start laying onto the rugs that you have and doing when you're doing snow angels on the rug, you certainly know that you like the soft feel of the new rug. I guess that's the way of putting it.
Yeah.
Right. So, anyways, it's been another week in the life of me,
The Ciaramitaros.
and Sheri. Yeah. So,
Some exciting news.
some exciting news. I'm not sure what it is, but she's gonna tell
He
me.
doesn't know because I haven't shared it with him yet, but maybe I did. I don't know.
Maybe.
But anyways, so a few weeks ago, quite a few weeks ago, when everything kind of started to go like that in our lives, our last day of work, my peace lily died, and I came home and it just died, and so
It's dead.
I was kind of sad about that. It had like 6 lilies on it. It was beautiful, and it just died. And so anyways, needless to say, today I see regrowth on it, so I'm feeling pretty hopeful about that.
Yeah, she's been doing all of this, planting and gardening, with the wonderful green thumb that she has. So I have noticed that she hasn't really killed as much as she normally does in the course of a growing season.
I have 8 new peppers growing on my plant, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Are those like the jalapeno peppers?
No. I have quite a few on that one. I don't know how many, but I have quite a few. But on the sweet peppers, green peppers, are they sweet peppers?
I don't know what you planted. I just know there's some sort of vegetable.
They're regular green peppers.
Yeah.
Is that sweet peppers?
No, it's just a green pepper.
Green peppers.
And then they have the longer ones that are green that are more of a sweet pepper.
No, those ones are going, what? No, okay, anyways. I have 2 types of peppers. One is really hot and one is not.
I did some pruning outside, by the way, which I realized that I should have been doing, much earlier in my career of vegetation. I'm not a very good outdoors person. I don't really care about, the plants and vegetation of my own personal property. But I did have this weeping willow in the backyard, which you guys have heard all about, I'm sure, previously, where, it's been struck by lightning 3 times. Every time it gets hit, it breaks off another
Pray
branch. And, I just...
You guys can join together with me that it will, not necessarily that it gets struck by lightning, but just that it just dies. It doesn't need to keel over or anything. I just need it to be dead.
It's a mighty weeping willow. It is not just going to die.
Then we can utilize the stump for some decor in the house. I have an idea. I have lots of ideas, actually.
Anyways, what I found, though, in the tree this week was a web or I don't know, like a spool, like of caterpillars. You know, when they have like all of that webbing. I don't know. It's just like webbing. It's like in a tree, so it's like all cocoonish, like in the tree. So I went up there. I saw it. I'm like, oh my, I need to get rid of this. So yesterday I decided to.
Why? Then we get butterflies.
Pull it down. No, I think it looked like just like those cabbage things that were coming and eating your, your plants. Is what they look like. You're
trying to convince me that we.
So I did take them, chopped off the branch, and boom, there we go. So
maybe that's what was crawling on my pepper plant.
Maybe
it was like this tiny little caterpillar, and it had like, I do this, but it wasn't that big. It had like a stinger, a black stinger out of the back end of the caterpillar, but it was like as thin as a string. It was thin. It
was a wild week of visits this week. I had multiple visits. I got to hang out with a couple of friends that I haven't seen too often this week. We managed to see, so Gordon Stowe, he came by, we said hi, we chatted for a little while, had some, just good times for a little bit, and then Stephen Perrin actually came by. We talked all about Warhammer. That's one of his big things, is Warhammer. The guy is amazing at painting all these little statues and stuff, right? Like the artwork that he does on them is just very really intricate and very cool. So we managed to do that, play a little bit of Xbox, and so those are a couple unique,
I have to say though, it kind of made me a little bit emotional just seeing a lot of the young adults and just people that like friends that we haven't seen in a while, and just just kind of hit me in the emotions a little bit this weekend. So a few tears.
Was there a few tears? I don't know, but she was the emotional one. I wasn't really, right? But that's what we did. We had, by the way, on Friday night we had this. We planned this all week, something to do about Hamilton, right? And it was supposed to be some, great Broadway production and so forth, but we watched the Broadway production on video on Disney Plus, which, by the way, they had to edit it in order to make sure that it was able to be played on Disney Plus.
It was really good, though. I really liked it. Yeah, I would love to see the play in real life.
Yes, I actually love theater. For most people who don't know that, I have not been to the theater probably in 20 years.
But it's kind of keeps pausing on
But us. I love the theater, right?
He doesn't like musicals, but he likes theater.
Yes.
So yes. I don't know how that works.
I can't stand a musical watching it in a movie production. But going to the live show is something that I really do enjoy doing. Like even when we go to like Disney or anything, like at all these like half-hour shows where there's like full
Beauty and the Beast or Frozen and
good stuff. I like that. So maybe one day that'll become part of my regular routine. Flying into New York and catching a Broadway show for the weekend or something. But we'll see. It's definitely up there. My younger brother Tim always used to get to the theater. I mean, he's seen like Miss Saigon. He saw, I think, Phantom of the Opera, Lion King. So it was quite a few of the performances that he actually had a chance to see. So one of these days I'm gonna try to catch up and
see a couple,
see a few of them nonetheless, right? But anyways, we watched that. But what's kind of cool is we got to do that. Although it took, I think, an extra 55 minutes, I think it was, for the ladies to be able to figure out how to do a watch party through Disney Plus. Right, but we did that with Miss Quinlan, Sarah up in the Sioux, and fun. And then her brother actually managed to stop in at the same time, and so we had like both Quinlans on two sides of the night watching Hamilton together. So that was an interesting thing. So if you haven't ever set up one of those watch party things, it's a little bit. I said, look, we can just do this the old-fashioned way and like FaceTime while we're watching the movie.
There's not really any old-fashioned way. That's just the hard way.
Yeah, so it does work. I've done it.
Try to actually
works.
Like. Right. Time it up at the same time so that you're actually pressing play at the same time. But you might be like a millisecond off.
Sancho and me had no problem doing it when we did it. We watched.
But all you have to do with these watch parties, we have Netflix Watch Party too, which whoever's in the party, anybody can pause the movie and it'll pause for everybody. So everybody is always at the exact same spot, and you can chat, you can talk about things.
So you can imagine how often the button got. All right, so here, let me tell you the update about how many times, blah, 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 blah. And now Hamilton, here's the background, blah, 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 right? And, and now this is what happened during the Tea Party. And the War of Independence is 1776 when the Americans decided to... Oh, okay.
It
Well,
was
I
good.
got
It was
every bit
good.
of background because Sarah, knew every single thing about everything.
I still have a lot more questions though, so I think I might either research things or talk to Sarah a little bit more. She knows a lot of
Yes.
it.
Did you know, which is stuff that I don't think Sarah did know, about dueling, right? The gentlemanly dueling, right, that they used to do with the gens and swords, eventually became outlawed, and people were still attempting to do the gentleman duels. But what they were, but most of the time when they went to do the duels, there was options, where they could deliberately fire at the ground or fire up in the air or whatever. Or once a certain amount of bullets were fired that way, it was just meant to design where someone maybe would apologize and no one would have to walk away actually being killed. So, but there was a whole slew of rules, and when it actually became outlawed, which is in the case of Hamilton's death there. People weren't actually allowed to even witness it, because if they were caught witnessing it, they would be held accountable in the courts at that time for the murder.
Wow.
So people would literally have to bring him into Jersey, out of New York, and then they would then turn their backs to the situation, so they couldn't really see what was happening because they didn't want to be witnesses to it.
And this has been a history lesson with Brian Sherianne.
History 101, right? Now, if you want to know about
Learn something new every day.
Hamilton, now you really learn.
So today we're gonna make some stuffed peppers. My parents are gonna come by for
She's
dinner.
gonna make stuffed peppers.
I'm gonna make some
I'm
stuffed
still
peppers.
trying to get her to make stuffed lasagna.
Lasagna.
Yes.
Lasagna's
It's been,
on
I think,
the
4
list.
weeks that I've been waiting with this huge block of mozzarella
I just
cheese.
feel like lasagna's more of like a fall kind of a food, so I feel like, I don't know.
4 weeks.
Plus, it's not a last minute
She's
meal
like,
that
if
I
you want
like
it,
to
we
make.
can do it. Yeah. So the problem
It needs to
is
be
that there's
prepared for
never
it.
a time that is a prepared meal to be able to make the lasagna.
Well, it's just not like, oh, hey, it's 5 o'clock at night. Hey, why don't you make a lasagna?
You didn't have any
Because
problems starting, at 1 o'clock today to make stuffed peppers.
I didn't even start yet.
Yeah. See, there we go.
I just dusted the house and that was it.
So we'll see where it all ends up going to.
Anyways, so if you caught my stories this morning, I had got this crazy idea that I was going to try to refinish the rocking chair that Brian bought for me
Wasn't
for
the rocking
Christmas.
chair already finished?
It was already finished, but
Yeah.
not the way I wanted it.
Yes.
And so I'm gonna try to first I'm sanding it down. Then I'm gonna stain it with the same color that I'm staining my stairs. And then I'm going to chalk paint it and distress it. So I'm really excited about that. It might be a longer project, so I have my before picture up on my stories, but we'll
Had
see
that
how
rocking
long.
chair for a long time. I had to go shopping in quite a few places to find that rocking chair.
On Christmas Eve.
It was before Christmas
It
Eve.
was not.
I owned it by Christmas Eve.
Yeah, because you found it on Christmas Eve.
I went everywhere trying to find a rocking chair. Do you know how hard it is to find a decent rocking chair? Maybe it's easier these days, but I can tell you, like 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was difficult to find a good rocking chair.
'Cause it was
I didn't
Christmas
want
Eve.
like one of these like small bottom chairs. I wanted, like this one had like, like
It's
a
a little
large.
oversized.
It's a little oversized. It's nice. It was, I didn't feel like I leaned backwards in it and all of a sudden I'm going to fall on the ground. So
It's sturdy.
so here I had to hide it at my parents' house, and then after we went to my parents' house, then I had my brother, after we went to bed, bring it back home to our place, and then we put it out under the Christmas tree after we were in bed. So when she woke up the next morning, had a big bow with this rocking chair. Then everyone was just like, "Are you guys having kids?" Because that was what everyone just thought.
People
was
just thought that
implied
if you have
because
a
that
rocking chair, then you're gonna have kids. Which
Yeah.
no, that didn't happen at that time.
So, anyways, it's
The
been in
dog
the
enjoyed us.
it's been in the family for a long time. This rocking chair. I mean, our family.
Our family.
And
For 18 years?
No, I don't
17
know if
years?
it's quite, yeah, it's around
17 years, something like that. But it's like, it's a maple kind of look to it, and I want to just do the darker,
different color now.
the darker stain underneath, and then a white chalk paint over top, and then distress it so that you can see the stain underneath it. So I started sanding it this morning, and it's a lot of work. So I have now stopped, and I am going to start sanding again later. Here's our dog. Our dog wants to be in
In the picture, apparently.
we're in his spot.
He managed to go to the groomer this week, the first time probably in 4 months.
Yes. Shout out to Michelle Fitz. She's our groomer from Four Paws Pet Spa.
Paws.
She's amazing. She's the best. I love her to pieces. And she just she does an amazing job on them. So
Yeah, so Charles has all got a nice haircut. And he definitely, it's nice because now he's not chewing at all of his paws every day because the hair's too long.
yes.
So definitely appreciative for that. So we did that this week. Did a whole bunch of little running around, and even last night we ended up going for a bike ride with ice cream. By the way, if you want really good ice cream, you want the chocolate chip cookie dough flavor, especially by the stuff down by the riverfront. Where did we go? What's that place called?
Stop.
I don't know. It's this place that
Did
everyone
you?
stops at on the Ganacho
Stop?
Trail. Right. It's like
Stop
you
something.
ride, and then, we're all standing in this line and blah, blah, blah. So, but we did that. Anyways, then we walked across and we actually ate the ice cream, looking at the sunset on the little beach, which really isn't a beach. It's just a whole bunch of sand.
I think that's the
corroding,
definition. I think that's the definition of a beach: sand that leads into water.
Yeah, but it's not a public beach exactly like where we were at, because I'm not really sure if like public beaches are open right now. This is just a, it was part of like the park area
Just
or
a
something.
spot with sand.
It was
that
a spot
leads
with
into the
sand.
water.
Yeah, something
Gradually.
Like that. Yes, we managed to skip some stones out there, watch the sunset for a few minutes, and still got back home before the bugs actually came out. I got home last night without a mosquito bite.
Wow, it's impressive.
Which is extremely impressive for someone like me.
Yeah, he's been nonstop getting mosquito bites.
Yeah, it's like the moment that they come out, I'm like, it's like I'm getting eaten up, like major quick. So so we did that anyways. I had a nice time on the bike ride, hanging out with Nathan and Angie, and that was
a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun last night. Anyways, then we told a whole bunch of stories about Sheri's hospital visitations, which was like an annual experience. No. Passing out. Yeah, there was. It was like a time. It was like
no. It was 2 years. I had 6 surgeries over 2 years. The span of 2 years.
It was a pretty.
So it was just like a short window of time that I had a lot of surgeries, and anyways.
And kind of was like falling apart during that.
Felt like I was in the hospital forever, but it wasn't.
We even managed to sneak in there a little bit of conversation about my jaw surgery. Yes. Yeah. It was fun, but it really wasn't. Got all this stuff, cut off my upper jaw, pushed back my lower. They took, bone out of my hip, put it up here in my face. Like, I was just like a complete.
He had his jaw wired shut.
Well, it wasn't wired. It was like elastics, right?
Oh, I thought you had it wired.
No wires.
Okay, no wires. He had it elastic shut.
But modern science, if you are smart, will prevent you from having to get the major surgeries that I had done. So,
yeah.
Right. Anyways, so avoid those things. Get your children fixed up when you can, when they're young.
That's why we took Vincent to the orthodontist and had him get braces and all that kind of stuff, because he was kind of on the way to what Brian
Doing
had.
what I had, so his mouth's all widened up now.
Yeah, so
not
they
that
had
he needs
said-
a louder mouth, but
They had said that if they didn't widen his mouth now, then he would end up having to have surgery when he's older too. So
so we avoided
hopefully
that.
fixed that.
The other thing that we really worked on this week, which I had fun with, I did manage to get another blog post up, and I actually started. We were in the process of revamping your YouTube channel. Right?
I'm kind of excited about that because it's been a year since I last posted, aside from the one that I just posted. But it's been about a year since I posted last, just because I had some people that had just kind of
just general haters,
said some mean things to me, and I just kind of took it to heart, and so I just I kind of stopped. I kind of just you get self-conscious a little bit, and then now I finally decided, like, you know what, it's okay to like things.
Anyways.
It's okay to have hobbies, and it's okay to do things that you enjoy doing. So I'm gonna pick that back up with Brian, and so we're gonna.
See, Rowena
work on
Francis includes my name, so I told her, I said, look, my name's already in this. I think you just need to revamp your channel so that I can be included. Yes. So anyway, so I've been working on, going through and wrote a few blog posts now on the names of God. Actually did a blog video on that earlier this week. And now I'm looking forward, because I told Sheri, I really want to start doing kind of something that I had talked about previously, did some research on and all that, on just the world of the supernatural. And so I think starting tomorrow, we are going to start doing some little tidbits and short clips and whatnot on on the supernatural. We're going to talk about everything from the creation of mankind, angels, demons, fallen angels, all that crazy stuff. So it's going to be fun, and gives me something to do too.
And hopefully enlightening too, you know. So if you guys want to check that out, our YouTube channel is Rowena Francis. And yeah, so we're just gonna start posting on that again some more. So it'll be fun. Give us a little bit of purpose, things to do, and just continuing on with what we know best.
There we go. Some spirituality and prayer.
Which we've still been praying every day. So you guys know that we were previously praying every day from 12 to 1, and so now we're praying still at home now. The four of us, so me, Brian, and the two kids, we've been praying generally from 10 to 11. Sometimes it's like 10:30 till 11:30.
Depends on when we decide we want to wake up in the day.
Depends on when he wants to wake up during the day. Yeah.
So it's still a good thing, you know. Prayer is always important, and I think that you know, it helps you survive the insanity of life.
Honestly, I don't even know.
Everything else.
I don't know where I'd be without prayer, because prayer is the thing that connects us to God and allows us to be enabled in His grace to be able to continue on through the crazy things that happen and the issues of life, and just being able to process through when, you know, not everybody's going to be nice to you, not everybody's going to treat you appropriately. And so, you know, the Bible says to above all else guard your heart, because out of it flows the issues of life. And so through prayer we can really guard our hearts. And one of the things that I really like is in the garden, when Jesus was praying in the garden before he went to the cross.
Garden of Gethsemane.
Yeah, and you know, he was still human, so I can imagine just as a human being knowing that you are about to go and endure this atrocious death, you know, but you know the purpose of it. And so when he was praying in the garden, I really believe that gave him the resolve to be able to continue on with God's will and with his purpose. And so when we are walking in God's will, when you are walking in God's will, it's not going to be the easiest road. And so when you dive into prayer and when you pray, it really gives you that resolve to be able to press through the difficult times, because they will come.
And to just do what's right.
Yeah.
Right. Praying helps you do that. You know, it says, like, you know, even we know that Christ went to the cross because of his love for us, right? But it was, as I said, that prayer that, I mean, he was sweating and he was in conflict, and it said, yes, he had the love for us.
Blood.
Right.
Like, so, that was a lot of distress.
Yeah. Prayer really helps you love people.
Yes.
And gives you that divine enablement, right? That grace, right, to be able to walk that out. So I think that's an amazing example that God had used in the Garden of Gethsemane, right? So anyway, so yeah, prayer is an amazing thing, and we are going to enjoy. Oh, you know what? The other thing you forgot to talk about this week?
What?
It was Vincent Goshen's
birthday.
Yes.
So this is officially the last year that we will only have, or that we'll have, like, officially kids in our house. Because he'll be a teenager next year, and we will officially only have teenagers.
That is correct.
Which feels so weird, because I still don't feel like our kids are old enough to be teenagers. But.
So Vincent Goshen, happy birth week. It's been great having you as a little rascal floating around this place, and you know, it's been good. And you know, we got him one of the Lego Xbox games. Actually, I think we got him 2 of those, and so him and Violet have just been pounding away at it. I think they actually beat the initial campaign portion of that game within 2 days, right? I mean, I have a lot to go to unlock all the characters and stuff, but you know, I
don't know what that says for how long they play Xbox during the day.
Yeah, something to do with the fact that they know what they're doing. So,
anyways, it's nice to see them working together, playing together, and
yeah. So anyways, we're gonna be signing off. I got some other things I gotta do. I still gotta finish up the Halo campaign with Violet, so that's on my agenda today. And she's got some stuffed peppers and
sanding.
Anyways, just want to let you guys know we love you guys.
We'll see you guys soon.
Have a great day.
See you guys.